So I come from a very interesting variety of faith traditions. My mother practices traditional African spirituality, and my grandmother is a Catholic. And it's funny because as I grew through my life, religion really wasn't something that I ever really wanted to be a part of. With time, I started to find peace and spirituality in places, but I ended up here because I was looking for a job. So I had just finished the first year of grad school, and I didn't have any summer funding, and I was starting to panic, and I started applying to things, and I got an invitation to interview, and I thought, oh, at a church, how interesting. And for some reason, Pastor Eric ended up hiring me, and I came, and I worked through the summer, and it was a really great experience. And, one of the first things I found on my desk was a bowl from Dave Jude and welcoming me, and just getting to know all of the board members and understanding how the church works and learning more about the church's values. I was a little bit interested. I'm really good at overcommitting, though, and I tend to take on a lot more than I can handle. And when I agreed to take the job, I thought that 24 extra hours in the week in graduate school with a teaching assistantship, I can totally do that. But it wasn't the case. So I didn't come in here looking for a church, but I ended up finding a church. A little bit after I had stopped working here, Eric reached out to me by email, and he let me know that we were trying out some childcare. And the idea of being able to sit peacefully with the community and, consider what spirituality and religion mean to me in a different context, in a welcoming context, in a place where anybody is accepted, it was really appealing. And when I came here, I don't think that there were all these young families when I was working here, but when I came here, I also connected with a lot of parents who are about my age and who have kids my kids' age. And that was incredible, because then now my kids had friends that they had met through here that they get along very, very well with. So the addition of Children's Church made for just another bonus. The other thing that kept me here just was the community. I hadn't been coming around a whole lot when my ex-husband went missing and was found 10 days later, and he hadn't made it. And, I got phone calls. While he was missing, Eric reached out to me personally. I got cards. After he passed, I got a card in the mail. And I felt like I had a place to come and, be safe and grieve and have my children taken care of. And I really, really needed that. So there's one more thing that I do want to talk about. This church and its members do a lot of work all around our community. We have a very philanthropic congregation. My grandparents were philanthropers while they were able to be. Our love offerings, the giving that our members do on their own time, knowing that we don't just talk about our message, we actually practice what we're doing, and we support the people in the community who need us the most. And that was probably the final thing that made me really, really want to stay, was that having a community that shared my values was important. I never had a community like this growing up. I had schools, and I did extracurriculars, and I had that ADHD thing where I'd try something for a bit, and then I'd quit, and then I'd move on to the next thing, because if I'm not immediately a genius at something, I'm not good at it. And so I never really stuck with a whole lot of things, meaning that the only long-standing friends were people that I knew from schools. So, but I was jealous. I remember feeling jealous of my friends who would periodically take me to their church services and seeing all their friends and their families and the things that they were able to get involved in. It's part of this like childhood that I'm just so grateful to have. And so I hope as we continue, I hope as we continue to grow our small community, as we continue to bring in young families, my hope for the church is that we'll continue to grow and have a space where we can come with our families and support each other and have that intergenerational experience that churches once upon a time were known for. And so, although I'm very sorry that I quit after only 4 months as an employee, I'm really, really glad that I had the opportunity to stay. So thank you.